The North Indian Plain is the second largest geographical region of India. It lies between the Himalayas in the north and Peninsular Plateau in the south. The North Indian Plain is an alluvial plain formed mainly by the deposits of the Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers. The plains stretch from the Rajasthan Plain in the west to the Assam Valley in the east. North Indian Plains has the length of about 2,400 kilometers and width varying between 150 to 500 kilometers. It has an average elevation of about 150 meters. Learning objectives. At the end of this chapter, you will be able to discuss the climate, soil, and other factors relating following North Indian Plains. Desert, Western, Central, Eastern, and Delta. Desert. The North Indian Plain is the second largest geographical region of India. It lies between the Himalayas in the north and Peninsular Plateau in the south. It has an area of 6,77,638 square kilometer. It is an alluvial plain formed mainly by the deposits of the Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers. The plains stretch from the Rajasthan Plains in the west to the Assam Valley in the east. It has the length of about 2,400 km and width varying between 150 and 500 km. It has an average elevation of about 150 meter. North Indian Plain can be divided into three parts. Rajasthan Plain, Desert. The Rajasthan Plain, also known as the Great Indian Desert, is the world's seventh largest desert. The Indian epics describe this region as Lavana Sagar, salt ocean. It forms a significant portion of northwestern India. Rajasthan Plain includes the desert often called as Marusthali. It is located to the west of the Aravalli Mountains, spreading over the western districts of Rajasthan, namely Jaisalmer, Barmer, Jodhpur and Bikaner. According to the archaeological evidences, the region was densely inhabited in ancient times. Physiography. Rajasthan Plain slopes towards west and south. The northeastern part of the region has an average elevation of 300 meter, while the southern part is less than 150 meter. There are many small scattered hillocks marking the western edge of the Bagar. Sand dunes extend over the western part of the region. The region is drained by the Luni River, which rises in the Aravallis and flows into the Run of Kutch. Bearing the southeastern part, most of the region has an inland drainage system, which terminates within the land without finding its way to the sea. Climate. The region is the hottest part of the country and experiences a high range of temperature and very low rainfall. Days are hot and nights are cold. Annual temperatures can range from 0 degrees Celsius in winter to over 50 degrees Celsius during summer, and a strong wind with speed up to 30 kilometers an hour, reading a high evaporation in summer. Rainfall is scanty and uncertain. The desert receives annually an average rainfall of less than 250 millimeters. The amount of rainfall decreases from east to west. Most of the rainfall occurs in the months of July and August. Due to high rate of evaporation, the water table lies at the depth of 50 to 150 meter, and the water is saline. Amazingly, the local people have adapted themselves to the extreme temperature variations and constant water shortage. Soils. The soils of Rajasthan Plain are generally characterized as sandy in texture, containing more than 90% sand. This soil is fertile, but it is devoid of water. The region has four types of soils: high saline desert soil, red desert soil, yellowish brown sandy soil, and alluvial soil in Luni Basin and Ghaggar Plain. Natural vegetation and animals. The natural vegetation of this dry area is classified as Northern Desert Throne Forest. The whole region is largely sandy and bare rocks are exposed. Natural vegetation of Rajasthan Desert is composed of tree, shrub and herb species. The shrubs are thorny and have a stunted growth. Trees are short and stunted due to scanty rainfall. Due to the diversified habitat and ecosystem, the vegetation, human culture and animal life in this arid region is very rich in contrast to the other desert of the world. Some wildlife species, which are fast vanishing in other parts of India, are found in the desert in the large numbers, such as the black buck, the Indian gazelle and the Indian wilders in the run of Kutch. Population and settlement. Due to harsh climate and scanty natural resources, the region has a very low density of population. About 38% of the total population of Rajasthan state lives in the desert. The main occupation of the people in the desert is agriculture and animal husbandry. Jodhpur, the largest city in the region, lies in the shrub forest zone. Bikaner and Jaisalmer are located in the desert proper. The small population is mostly pastoral. Economic development. The main occupation of people living in Rajasthan desert is agriculture and animal husbandry. Agriculture is not a dependable proposition in this area after the rainy season. Animal husbandry is the most viable model for arid, drought-prone regions. It is supported by trees and grass. The region faces frequent droughts, overgrazing due to high animal population, wind and water erosion, mining, and other industries result in serious land degradation. The agricultural production is mainly from kharif crops. A large number of farmers in the Rajasthan desert depend on animal husbandry for their livelihood. Cows, sheep, goats, and camels account for a major part of the cattle population. Sheep and goats are in majority. Rajasthan is important for quarrying and mining. The Taj Mahal was built with white marble mined from Makarana in Nagpur district. The state is the second largest source of cement in India. It has a rich salt deposits of sambar. Jodhpur sandstone is mostly used in monuments, residential buildings, etc. This stone is termed Chittar Patthar. Jodhpur also has mine of red stone locally known as Ghatu Patthar, used in construction. Sandstone is found in Jodhpur and Nagaur districts. The main places in deposits of petroleum are in Jaisalmer and Barmer district. Oil India Limited discovered natural gas in 1988 in the Jaisalmer basin. The Rajasthan desert seems an ideal place for the generation of electricity from wind power. Solar energy also has a great potential in this region, as most days in the year are cloud-free. Bikaner is a leading carpet yarn manufacturing center in the world and is Asia's biggest wool market. Marwar has number of textile mills. Jaisalmer has tourism and mineral-based industries. Jodhpur has textile mills, metal utensils, ink, sports goods, carpets, engineering and automobile industries. Rajasthan desert has road, rail and air transportation. National highway includes Delhi-Mumbai highway pass through this region. Road transport consists of government-run Rajasthan State Road Transport Corporation buses, private buses, etc. There is a good railway network connecting major cities of this region. The region has an airport in Jodhpur, which is a commercial and tourist center. Rajasthan desert in India fascinates tourists by giving them an opportunity to enjoy its world-famous and amazing camel safari. Jaisalmer, Bikaner and Jodhpur are three of the historical most popular cities for a tourist to visit Rajasthan. Desert safaris on camels have been increasingly popular around Jaisalmer. Natural hazards. Rajasthan desert gets very little rainfall, which is around 100 to 250 mm in a year. Therefore, there is water scarcity through the year, and also high variability from year to year. Agriculture in the region is extremely precarious, and 4 out of every 10 years on an average are drought years. Strong wind blows for 4 to 5 months in a year over a large part of a desert region. The expansion of desert is another severe problem for the surrounding region, for North Indian plains, Western, Punjab and Haryana. The Punjab-Haryana plain is a fertile alluvial lowland situated to the west of the Yamuna River and north of Rajasthan desert. It forms a geographical unit which has an ancient glorious past. The Indus Valley civilization extended up to Punjab. Kurukshetra of Mahabharat fame is also located here. The region was invaded by the Huns, Turks, Mughals, etc., and has been the center of tragic and political activities through the history of India. Physiography. The region is of a recent origin. It is formed of sediments brought by the Himalayan rivers. The plain is bounded by the Shivalik ranges in the north, the Rajasthan desert in the south, Pakistan in the west, and Delhi Ridge, an offshoot of Aravalli range, in the east. The region slopes to the south and southwest. Its elevation varies between 275 meters in the northeast and 175 meters in the southwest. Its plain is a fertile alluvial plain with many rivers and an extensive canal irrigation system. A belt of undulating hills extends along the northeastern part of the region along the foothills of the Himalayas. The average elevation of these undulating hills is about 300 meters. The southwest of the plain, which is a semi-arid, eventually merges into the Rajasthan desert. The northern part of the region is drained by the river Ravi, Beas and Satluj. Most of the region is drained by small seasonal streams known as chos, which is descended from the Shivalik ranges. During the rainy season, these chos overflow and cause floods. The area between Yamuna and Satluj is occupied by river Ghaghara. Climate. The region has a monsoon-type climate, with dry cool winters and hot summers. The climate is characterized by extreme hot and extreme cold conditions. Annual temperature in the plain range from 2 to 40 degrees. May and June are characterized by hot and dry winds, locally known as Lu. These Lus are followed by dust, winds and occasional showers. The rainfall decreases from about 950 mm near the Shivalik range to 330 mm along the Rajasthan desert. The annual rainfall varies from 950 mm in Ambala to 460 mm in Hisar. Most of the rainfall occurs in the months of July to September. Some amount of rainfall is received in winter between December and March. Because of western depressions, it proves useful for the rabi crops. Soils. The soils are predominantly alluvial. Light sandy loams are found in the southern part, while red loam prevails in the west of Bangar regions. The northern and eastern parts have soils abounding in lime. Natural vegetation and animals. Dry, deciduous vegetarian with thorny shrubs and bushes dominate the plain. Eucalyptus, pine, kikar, shisham and babool are some of the trees found here. Plums are abundant in the region. Due to expansion of agriculture and felling of trees, forests have been much degraded in the northern part, and dry deciduous vegetation predominates. The Shivalik area is the richest area of Punjab in terms of floral and faunal diversity. The foothills of the Shivaliks have shisham, while dhak trees predominate in the area around Patiala in Punjab. There are a number of wetlands, bird sanctuaries and zoological parks across Punjab. These include the Harike-Pattan National Wetland and Wildlife Sanctuary at Harikere in Tarn Sahib district. Population and settlement. According to 2011 census, total population of both states is 5.30 crores. Around 72% of the total population is rural and predominantly engaged in agricultural activities. Industrialization has led to increased urbanization. Density of population is 561 persons per square kilometers. Ludhiana is the largest city in the plain regions. Faridabad, Amritsar, Jalandhar, Patiala and Ludhiana are the important cities. Chandigarh is the common capital of both Punjab and Haryana states. Sikhism is the predominant faith in Punjab. The holiest of Sikh shrines, the Shri Harmandir Sahib Golden Temple, is in the city of Amritsar. Punjabi culture is known for its rich rituals, songs, dances, food and dresses, which have evolved over many centuries. This culture appears in the form of music, bhangra dance and cuisine. Festivals like Lohri, Basant, Baisakhi and Tej are a strong reflection of Punjabi culture. Economic development. The vast, fertile alluvial plain and a well-developed system of canals have turned the region into the granary of India. The region produces a marketable surplus of food grains. Agricultural researchers and enterprising farmers have ensured a prosperous agriculture in the region. The percentage of net area sown in the region is very high. Agriculture is characterized by a diversity of crops and predominance of food grains. Wheat, rice, gram, spices, bajra, oilseeds, cotton and sugarcane are predominant crops in this region. Mechanized farming is practiced extensively in the region. Tractors are being increasingly used for agricultural operations. Wheat and cotton are cultivated in the irrigated areas, while bajra, gram and barley are grown in unirrigated areas. Rice, maize, groundnut, mustard and sugarcane are also grown in irrigated areas. Both states are leading producers of wheat in Rice is the second most important crops in this region. The yield of cotton per hectare in Punjab is the highest in India. Mushroom farming is a recent development in the region. Cattle and dairy products are also very important in the region. Haryana breed of bulls and Murrah breed of buffaloes are famous in the semi-arid southwestern district. Amritsar is the leading center of fresh milk collection and it supplies milk to Chandigarh and Shimla. Modern dairy industries for producing milk products have recently been set up in Amritsar, Ludhiana and Rohtak district. In the 1970s, Punjab-Haryana plain contributed significantly to the field of agricultural education in the country. This alluvial plain has become prosperous because of tube wells and canal irrigation. Areas near rivers are served by canals. The region has a high percentage of irrigated area. The western part of Haryana has, however, no river, and the subsoil in this part is generally brackish. Irrigation by tube wells is important in northern districts, particularly in Jalandhar and Ludhiana. In Haryana, well irrigation is sufficient in districts lying along the right bank of Yamuna Canal. Hydroelectricity project has been developed on the Beas and Satluj rivers. Bhakra Nangal project on Satluj and Beas project on Beas river are the main projects. The coal-based thermal power plants have been set up at Faridabad, Panipat, Roopnagar and Bathinda. The region is devoid of minerals except in the southern part, where inferior iron ore deposits are found. Limestone in Ambala and Mahendragarh is the only notable mineral of the region. Though the region is basically agricultural, some large-scale industries including cotton and woolen textiles, fertilizers, light engineering goods, locomotive, paper, sugar, etc. have been set up here. Small-scale industries like bicycle, sports goods, handloom, hosiery, etc. are found in the region. Industries got a boost in the post-independence periodal assistance from the government, a large amount of energy generated by the Bhakra Nangal project and a good market for consumer goods paved the way for industrialization in the region. Natural hazards and environmental problems. Salinity is the main problem in the region that affects the fertility of the soil. This is because of excessive irrigation along the canals. Canal irrigation has led to the problem of water logging. The water seeps through the unlined canals and rises the water table. In some areas, menace of waterlogging is accompanied by the formation of alkali soil. The rising sub-water brings up the salts, which are left behind after the water has evaporated. Central, Eastern and Delta. Ganga Plain. The plain is drained by the Ganga and its tributaries. It forms a 1050 km long east-western corridor between Himalayas in the north and Peninsular Plateau in the south. The plain is broad in the west and narrow towards the east. The Ganga Plain has been the hub of Indian culture. Ancient and sacred cities like Haridwar, Mathura, Prayag, Allahabad, Kashi, Varanasi and Gaya has inspired the natured Hindu sages and philosophers. The upper Ganga plain is about 550 km long and 380 km wide, and it includes western Uttar Pradesh. The middle Ganga is over 600 km and 300 km wide. It includes parts of eastern Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. The lower Ganga plain is in West Bengal. Physiography. The Ganga belt is the world's most extensive plain of uninterrupted alluvium formed by the deposition of silt by numerous rivers. The major rivers in this region are the Ganga, Yamuna, Gomti, Ghaghara and Kosi. The plains are flat, making it conducive for irrigation through canals. The area is also rich in groundwater reserves. The main crops grown here are rice and wheat. Other crops grown in the region include maize, sugarcane and cotton. The low-lying food zone of the rivers in the upper Ganga plain is known as Khadar, which has new alluvial, while the uplands are called the Bangar, which have old alluvial. About 30 km wide, the Bhabar belt that lies to the south of the Shivalik range has a dominance of boulder, gravels and sand. The rivers descending from the Himalayan slopes disappear in this belt and reappears in the Tarai belt that is located in the south of the Bhabar. The Tarai is a marshy land. The middle Ganga plain has a unique homogeneous physiography. This region is less elevated from the sea level. The fluvial landscapes is characterized by natural levees, meanders, and oxbow lakes, etc. along the river valleys. The lower Ganga plain has a very low relief. Climate. The entire plain experiences typical monsoon climate characterized by seasons like summer, rainy, autumn and winter. In the upper Ganga plain, temperature starts rising in the month of February and reach 48 degrees Celsius in May and June. The hot loo during summer season is unbearable. Atmospheric humidity dips to less than 40%. The southwest monsoons commences in June in the eastern part, that is Bengal region. The rainfall decreases towards the west. Most of the rainfall comes from the Bay of Bengal branch of the monsoon. After the monsoon rains, dry and cold breezes starts blowing. By December, winter sets in and the mean minimum temperature in January falls to 4 degrees Celsius. The middle Ganga plain is the transitional zone. The mean temperature of this region is 30 degrees Celsius to 34 degrees Celsius. Soils. Through the region, alluvial soil is found. In the upper Ganga plains, the Bhabar tract has sand and gravel, while the Tarai has sandy clay with humus and moisture. The newer alluvial soil of the Khadar are highly alkaline but lack in humus. The older alluvial soils of the Bangar are mature but lack salts, lime and alkalinity. The middle Ganga has immature alluvial soils. The poor drainage causes accumulation of sodium salts that renders the soil infertile. The soils generally lack nitrogen and need manure and fertilizers. The lower Ganga plain consists of laterite, red and alluvial type of soils. Laterite exists in the southwestern part and is acidic and deficient in human content. Alluvial soils are found extensively, are rich in humus and alkalinity. Natural vegetation. The upper Ganga plain was earlier covered by forests. With the expansion of agriculture and human settlement, the area under forest continued to shrink. Bhabar and Tarai tracts have more area under forests and the plain. The Bhabar and Tarai have a dominance of sal and semal trees. The western drier area has shisham, babul, khair and semal. The middle Ganga plain has excessive felling of trees resulting in large-scale deforestation in the region. The uncultivable tracts have bargad, peepal, imli, mahua, neem, babul, etc. In the lower Ganga plain, three types of natural vegetation are found. Mangroves or Sundari are dominant in the delta region of West Bengal. Population and settlement. The Ganga plain is one of the most densely populated areas of the world. It occupies 9% of the total area of the country and accommodates 23% of the population of the country. The average density of the plain is 931 person per square kilometer, but it is 828 in Uttar Pradesh and 1102 in Bihar, as per the 2011 census. In the upper Ganga plain, more than 1000 person per square kilometer are observed in many districts. Compact settlements are found in the Bangar region of the plain that have good facilities of irrigation and transport. Lucknow, Kanpur, Ghaziabad, Agra, Allahabad, Meerut are main urban centers. Agra is a historical city. The Middle Ganga plain is a densely populated region, excepted the forest Tarai area. Nearly 93% of the population is rural. The Bihar plains have big and compact village. The forested Tarai tract has dispersed settlements of small villages. Patna is the largest city in the region. Varanasi, Gorakhpur, Gaya, Bhagalpur, Muzaffarpur, Mirzapur, Katihar are other notable towns. Economic development. The alluvial plain, with adequate rainfall and enormous water resources, have encouraged people to develop agriculture. Almost half of the area is sown more than once. Nearly 90% of the total cropped area is food crops. Mild winters and hot summers have enabled this region to grow a variety of crops, which include wheat, gram, barley, and oilseeds in winter, and rice, maize, sugarcane, bajra and jowar in the rainy season. In the Ganga plain, agriculture is very prosperous. In Ganga Yamuna, a large area is under cultivation. Wheat and rice are important food grains. Bajra, maize, and jowar are also cropped. Pulses are also grown in Rabi, as well as Kharif seasons. In the Ganga Delta, rice and jute are the main crops. The Eastern Yamuna Canal, the upper middle and lower Ganga canals are important means of irrigation. Mining. Lower Ganga plain is rich in minerals. Coal occurs in Birbhum, Burdhavan and Banku district, and iron ore is found in Damodar Valley region. Copper, mica, manganese, limestone and dolomite are found in lower Ganga plain. In the middle Ganga plain, mica occurs in the Gaya district. Industries. The Ganga plain is leading in agricultural production. Hence, industries here are mainly agro-bases like sugar, oilseeds, rice, cotton and jute mills, etc. Sugar industry is the most developed industry in the upper Ganga plain. Cotton textile mills are located at Kanpur, Rampur, Agra, Allahabad and Mirzapur. Jute mills are at Kanpur. Leather industry have flourished at Kanpur and Agra. Paper, agriculture, equipments, bicycle, sports goods, copper and bronze utensils are notable industry in the region. The Middle Ganga plain excels in cottage and small-scale industries. Handloom industry is developed in Mirzapur, Gorakhpur, Varanasi and Patna. Sugar food processing, rice, pulses and rice mills are developed in this region. Blanket and carpet industry is developed in Mirzapur, Bhadoi and Varanasi. Jute mills are located at Gorakhpur and Samastipur. Transportation. Ganga Plain has flat, even land. That is why it is very easy to construct roads and railways. Economically, this region is well developed due to agricultural activity. That is why transportation in this region is also well developed. This region has good railway network and it is connected to all major cities in India. Lucknow, Agra, Patna and Faizabad are the major railway junctions. Many highway and major roads pass through this region. All part of Ganga Plain is very well connected to each other. Ganga Delta Plain. The Ganga Delta has the shape of triangle. It is also known as fan-shaped delta. The Ganga or Brahmaputra Delta is the world's largest delta. The Ganga Delta is also known as the Ganga Brahmaputra Delta or the Sundarbans. It is one of the most fertile regions in the world and is called the Green Delta. The delta stretches from Hooghly River to the Meghna River. The soil has large amount of minerals and nutrients, which are good for agriculture. Moist deciduous forest is found in the delta region. The Sundarbans. The Sundarbans freshwater swamp forests lie closer to the Bay of Bengal. The Sundarbans mangroves from the world's largest mangrove ecoregion, covering an area of 20,400 square kilometer. Animals in the delta include Indian python, tiger, leopard, Indian elephant and crocodiles, which lives in the Sundarbans. Large number of cheetal are found in the Sundarbans, in the Sundarban parts of the delta. Birds found in the delta including kingfishers, eagles and woodpeckers. Assam Plains. The Assam Valley or the Brahmaputra Valley is the eastern continuation of Great Plains of India. It is a well-demarcated physical unit in the northeastern part of India. The valley includes whole of Assam, which is drained by the Brahmaputra river. This valley is formed by the Brahmaputra and its tributaries. The general elevation of the valley ranges from 130 meter in the east to 30 meter in the west. Assam is one of the richest biodiversity zones in the world. It consists of tropical rainforests, deciduous forests, riverine grasslands, bamboo orchards and numerous wetland ecosystems. Many are now protected as national parks and reserves forests. Kaziranga in the National Park of Indian Rhinoceros, and it is a World Heritage Site. The state is the last refuge numerous other endangered species such as the golden langur, Bengal florican and pygmy hog. Some other endangered species with significant population in Assam are the tiger, elephant and gibbon. The white-winged wood duck is a state bird of Assam. The valley is also known for orchids. Natural hazards and environmental problems. Ganga Plain is frequently flooded, but with torrential rainfall rivers overflow and a large area gets flooded. Brahmaputra River is flooded every year, resulting in heavy loss of property of life. Salinity is another problem faced by the farmer due to over-irrigation of sugarcane and other crops. The Assam Plain is prone to natural disasters with annual floods and frequent mild earthquakes. Summary. You have learnt to discuss the climate, soil and other factors relating to North Indian plains such as desert, western, central, eastern and delta.